Hi folks, this is Rose from In Rose's Garden, and today we're going to make a simple pair of earrings using a JJB Eternal Sunshine bead strand, some cup chain, and some cup chain holders. I think it's going to be really pretty, as long as it works out the way I'm hoping it will. Let's turn down and start. So here we are. This is our Eternal Sunshine bead strand from JJB Beads. I got this in my July Ambassador package. We're going to open that up in a minute. We have some really beautiful cup chain, which is variants of yellows and clears. I really like it. I'm not usually a yellow person, but this is really pretty. And then we have a couple of tubes. And then, of course, I will need to get some wire. But let's get this clipped open and get started. Okay, I got a couple of silver ball head pins out. I like the little ball because it gives that little bit of extra on the bottom. And to finish them, we'll need some ear wires and another little piece of metal because I'm going to put this bead above our cap, to give it a little more oomph, like this. Now a lot of these pieces are gold, and or the cup chain of course is silver, as are the caps. So we're going to just do a multicolor wire because, well, just because. So the first thing we need to do is cut these wires, these beads loose, and get it going. Let's get the clippers out and we'll cut the bead strand. And I'm going to want this bead for the top, and then I'm going to want this whole section. We're going to use this whole section for our bead strand on our earrings, and so we'll need it again for the other side. And then we need this last bead again for this side. And I think I'm going to use these little caps with these little beads, and if I do this right, it might just drop over the top of this somewhat and not and cover that top up some. So we'll take all these beads that we're done with here, and we're going to put them in this little tray that we're not going to use, and we'll put those aside. And I will keep this tag because I like to identify any extra beads from what set they come from. So what I do is I cut this little tag off and I put it in a dish along with my extra beads. So now that we've got that part done, we'll string our beads up onto our wires. So I rather liked the pattern they had, so we'll keep it. Got to make sure that this bottom bead is not going to slip off the wire. Sometimes they are big enough that they will. So there's going to be what our bead strand looks like. We'll put the other one together. Okay, now that we have strung our beads onto our wires, we need to make a loop at the top, which we will do by folding them over, taking our round nose over the top, bring it over, and wrap it around. I tend to use my pliers when I'm wrapping because I think I have better control. than when I do it with my fingers. So I do sometimes do them with my fingers if I feel the wire is soft enough. Right, now that we've got that done, we need to take our clippers and clip this extra bit off. Be careful not to clip anything you don't want to clip. And then tuck the little extra bit of wire down into there. Now we have this one done, let's get the other one done. Ooh, this one's a little crooked. Let's get that straightened up first. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay. Fold it over. Get your round nose out. Wrap it around. Drop it down. Bring it around and wrap. Come on, you. And that one was a little too big of a space, so bring your pliers in and just tuck it up in there. For some reason, this one wants to wrap loosely, and I'm not fond of loose wraps. So, okay, now that we've got that done, clip our wire. And tuck it in. Make sure she's straight. She is, yes. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is decide how much of the cup chain we're going to want. So the cup chain, we want the bead strand to go here and the cup chain to wrap around it in a loop like so. So I think that's about good. So we'll cut our cups right there. We'll need a second one, so we'll just put it right beside the other and measure it out and cut off that much more. And then we're done with our cup chain. So we'll just set that aside. So now the next step is to put these on into our little clips here. I have spread them a little bit so that we can get these in a little easier. If you need to spread them, all you need to do is take your pliers, put it inside the cup, and pull it apart a little bit. I think I have them spread enough, so I'm not going to bother. Just put the end cup through the little slot. And we'll do that on both. This one may need to be spread a little, we'll see. Okay. Now, my original thought was that I would just put these directly into here and let the loops hold this. Of course, I'd need to have made it smaller to do that, but I wanted to have some swing, so I am going to use a jump ring and a seed bead, which is what's going to go in here. Then the end of the jump ring will hang out and we will put our bead strand on it. So we'll open our jump ring up. I have an oval jump ring. If you use a round jump ring, you'd probably want one a little bigger than this so you have room to get everything on here. Let's work this into here. Come on, baby. Well, this bead does not want to go on, so we'll have to get one that's a little bit flatter. These 6s are not always conformed, so here we've got this one went on. So then we'll put this in. Oop, come here, baby. Put this on. Close the jump ring. If it doesn't want to tighten up all the way, just work it back and forth with a gentle pressure till it does. Okay, so now that I have that seed bead on here, I'm going to slip the seed bead with the jump ring into the slot. Come on, baby. Looks like this one may be needing a little bit more opening. So let's down in. As you can see, the jump ring hangs out just a little bit and allows the beads to jiggle. And then you just bring your second piece up and around, make sure it's facing the proper direction, slide it in, and then close your cup up. And because I've opened it, it needs a little bit more squeezing to make sure it's going to hold those things in place. And so this is done like this. Now we just have to do the other side. Okay, the other way you could hold this in place is to put a crimp cover over the top here to make it appear to be like a bead. We just need something that is going to add that little bit of extra come on, babe. That little bit of extra sizing to keep it from sliding back out of the cover. So I've just closed this crimp cover over the top of this. And now we'll put the bead on, the bead strand on, and close up this jump ring. Oop, come on, babe. Then we simply slide this on with the bead cover up towards into the cup. There we go. And then we bring our cup chain up and around, again making sure that we haven't twisted it and it's in the right spot, and then just push this down. And there we have earring number 2. Now we have to put on the top pieces. Okay, I was going to use some eye pins, but I decided I wanted the sturdiness of a wrapped loop in here. So I'm going to get some 20 gauge German style wire out. Not very much, we just need a little bit. Straighten it up some. I frequently use my fingers to straighten wire, or you can use some nylon jaw pliers, whichever works better for you. For this loop, I am going to use my 6-step bell making pliers, and I'm going to make a slide one of these onto here. Come on, baby. Now, sometimes when you put these on, you get too tight to bring your pieces in, and if that happens, you need to just pull it apart a little bit until it will slide in. There we go. So now that I have that in, we will get my pliers. I'm liking these little ones I got the other day from Thunder Horse Descendant because they really are small enough to hold onto things well and not quite get in your way as well. Okay, give it 2 or 3 wraps here. Make sure I end it in the back rather than the front. So I try to always end my wraps in the back of what I'm working on so that they don't come around to the front and look sort of tacky. Sometimes you can't avoid that, but I do try. Okay, tuck that. And then, okay. Now I was originally going to put the potato chip downward so that it covered sort of what was down, but I'm not sure I want to do that after all. We may just put it at the bottom of the base of the, let's see what it looks like. Actually, I sort of like that. It looks sort of like a little tent cover or something. Put the bead on. And then we just need to do the loop at the top. Come on, you stay placed where I want you. So, over. Sure. I'm again going to use my smallest spot on my bell making pliers here. And since this wire is actually pretty good for finger wrapping, and as usual I got a lot more than I needed, but that's all right. Okay, cut it in the back, taking care not to cut anything extra, and then tuck that excess wire in. Now we just need to put the ear wire on that one, and it is finished. To do the same with the second piece of 20 gauge wire. There's the end. You'll notice I have a little, looks like a little tag here on the bottom. That is to let myself know what size of wire this is, so I don't have to go searching for or trying to compare it to others to see what it is. So here we go again with our making our loop for the bottom. Again, put the smaller size up, wrap it around until you have the loop here. Put your earring into that loop. Okay. Come on, baby. There we go. right, now that we have that in, hold our circle. Come on. And wrap 2 or 3 times. Cut the excess wire, being careful not to cut extra. And tuck that little extra little tail in. Now we need our little chip. Come on, sweetheart. There we go. And our, I believe this is a mermaid bead. It's got a flash on one side and then the other side is dark. Okay, so now we need to make our loop at the top. Bring her around. Come on, babe. And this looks like it went a little crooked, so just straighten it up some. And then around with your wraps. Front is okay. This is where we want to cut. And tuck. Okay, I got this a little bit crooked, so while you hold this, roll just a touch, and there, that's straighter. And there's that one. Now we just need to put our ear wire on and we're done. Open the little ear wire from side to side like a jump ring or any of the other things that we're doing. Slide this onto here. Looks like I didn't quite get it open enough, so open just a hair's breadth more. Slide her on, close her up, and this one is finished. Baby. Same with the other. Open her, slide her loop on, close her back, and now both earrings are finished. Aren't those pretty? Nice blingy little earrings. Okay, now we finished our earrings with our cup chain and our Jessie James Beads Eternal Sunshine. Those pretty. Nice, blingy, pretty. I hope you enjoyed this. And see if we can get this to focus here. There we go. And it was good having you here. This is Rose from In Rose's Garden. Bye-bye. Hi folks, thought I'd let you know I made a small change to the earring. You can see up at the top there are I made a couple of round jump rings and put in the slot there on either side because the this kept wanting to slide sideways, making the earring go at an angle. So because of that larger slot up there at the top, so I have put, like I say, put these 2 little round jump rings up here to hold this more into the center. And as you can see, there you go.